What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the One More Rep podcast. I am your host. My name is Joseph Percher. As always, this episode is brought to you by NutriBio Supplements, Crystals Bikinis, and Bio Longevity Labs. Today, I am joined by my friends, Josh Jefferson, Austin Brown, coming at you with another Q&A type episode. Before we get into that, how are you guys doing? Josh, how are you doing?
I am in the weirdest position ever. Stressed as fuck, blessed beyond belief. Gym
Okay.
is gym is hopefully opening next Monday. I started moving equipment today, so it's been a hell of a day, but I'm just overwhelmed with excitement. So
Pivot Gym.
pivot gym, let's
Can
fucking
you
get
tell
it.
us the address?
465 East Jericho Turnpike in Mineola.
That's Long Island. Okay.
Really?
Moving equipment must be a motherfucker, huh?
So today I moved 24 plates. You don't understand what Ronnie Coleman's fucking leg press is like until you move 24 plates because that's one side.
Yeah.
Right. I did 13 trips back and forth to the car. It was 25 plates. So I had to do one trip with one plate. And I sat there and I go, yo, Ronnie did this on one side of a leg press.
Yeah.
Who unracked the other side?
What was the guy's name? Something Dobbs. What was the
Right.
The
little
guy who owned it,
Brian
right?
Dobbs? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but I just sat there and I was like, yo, that had to be a hell of a day for him.
He was like Ronnie's little gopher.
I
It
love
was a
it.
hell of a day for me. I was like, holy shit. That was,
Yeah.
him just unracking the fucking thing. Nah, fuck that.
I hate moving and I like moving furniture and like moving your house. A lot of trips are just like, you have your appliances or your stuff from the kitchen, clothes as an easy trip. Like I can't imagine having to move a whole gym full of equipment. It just sounds like it would be the worst day ever.
And
Um,
what's a little different is you think about it when you walk back into the house, right? And the house is pretty much empty, and you see like three or four little knick-knacky type things. You know what a knick-knacky type thing is? Here is a pec deck. It's like
Are
you're
you
not missing that.
you're doing it all yourself? Yeah.
Me and whatever members want to help.
You have like
wow.
something like a trailer.
Yeah, I got a 26-foot box truck from one of my clients with a lift gate on it, and then I rented two pallet jacks, and then as many pickup trucks as humanly possible.
This is real grassroots stuff here.
Yeah, like Friday night, I'm going to be mainly moving plates and dumbbells. I'm just going to put them all in the bed of my truck, get that shit done. That way, Saturday morning, it's all the selectorized pieces. And Sunday, I'm willing to do all the plate loaded stuff if nobody helps us with the rest of the selectorized stuff. But like, I should be able to do the entire thing in about 6, 7 trips, depending on how many pieces I could fit in the box truck. So,
You're gonna have
Okay.
to you're gonna have to give Josh the week off from the training, man.
no, I got legs on Sunday. I'm trying to set the gym up so I can still train legs.
Your
There you
I'm
traps
go.
really placing the leg stuff first.
your
There you
traps
go.
are about to be sore from your 13 rounds of farmer carries.
Yeah.
We'll be straight. We'll be straight. The deck is in. We're good to go.
Yeah, he'll be all right. Austin, how are you, dude?
I'm excellent. Everything's good. Going on vacation in a couple of days, so
Oh yeah.
yeah, just gearing up for that. The holidays. It's
All
cold.
set up for Christmas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it snowed here, and I'm really, yeah, it's just something I wasn't ready for that. So work
I
with
know
me.
it's a different level of cold up there and up where Josh is. This morning I went out for my walk. Kels was up first. She went out for labs this morning. And when she came back, I was like, "How is it outside?" Because it looked a little gloomy.
Mhm.
And she's like, "It's freezing." And I'm like, "Okay, like grain of salt. She always is freezing." And then she's like, "No, the phone says it feels like 22." And I was like, "What?" And I pulled it up, and sure enough, it was like 22 degrees this morning. It was the coldest day in Tampa on record in 130 something years this morning.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah, I did. I
Yeah,
did notice this. Like, definitely, like, wiped the whole country because, like,
yeah.
you know, yeah, I saw everywhere. Even in Texas, I saw some people posting some like super low temps. So
I was like, I did not. This is not what the fuck I signed up for. I'll tell you that. But it was all right. Honestly, it was not bad. Especially once the sun kind of started to rise, it was okay. So, um, All right, let's do some questions. We got all sorts of questions. Um, Stable Dennis, no question. Just want to say thank you for the quality and honest content. Well, you're welcome, buddy. Thank you for watching.
Appreciate it.
Okay, here's one. Thoughts on coaches having holiday special sales and discounts on their services?
May I go first on this one?
I think I'm gonna recuse myself from answering on this one.
I I have run several holiday sales. I plan on running a holiday sale very soon. My purpose for running holiday sales has always been for the selfish fact of I want to buy gym equipment.
Hmm.
Not because of any sort of discount to my service, but because I want a lump sum of money to be able to put back into the gym. So
Okay, all right. So you're looking for that one hit of income. That way you can go get something new. That's cool.
yeah, it's
Different
it's
thing though.
always
You
been,
got you
and I
got a
will,
very unique setup where you're running a coaching business, a personal training business. You own the gym. Like there's a lot going on for you.
Mhm.
Um, but okay, yeah, all right. Austin, any thoughts?
Yeah, I guess my mind went directly one place at the beginning, but then it's like thinking about it, it's kind of like where you at in your coaching career. If you're like really hungry to get a developed roster and like start building a portfolio and you're at, 8 clients now, you'd like to really get to 15, you maybe like do something like that. I can, that's definitely like justifiable in that situation, I think. If it's someone who's like, saw as like a respected coach or something like that, higher up in the industry, if there's any type of a ranking, system with the coaches. So it's like if someone like that is doing something like that, it just seems like to me, it's like there's no chance that quality is being upheld if you're like taking on like that type of volume, because like your volume should be pretty good, just by being at that level of coaching and like producing results. So that's kind of my 2 cents. And like a lot of coaches get down that rabbit hole where like volume starts to, you know, quality starts to go down as quantity increases, and they kind of have to like you kind of have to find what is your limit as a coach, and if you're willing to go past that and sacrifice quality and so on and so forth. So like to me, like whoever's doing that's probably like dipping into like the sacrifice and the quality a little bit. But it's my 2 cents. I don't know. Joe, you probably have a more firm stance on
Have you guys ever seen Bentley cars offer discounts?
that's what I'm saying. Like if you're considered, a coach that's respected and worthwhile and like, higher up in the industry, and like you're not just like in the novel ages of your, coaching career and like your business, then I don't think it really like lines up with what's going on there.
I'm not gonna go fully scorched earth. I agree that if you're new or trying to be like upcoming, I think it can be a decent strategy. I just think it's very indicative of where you actually are, regardless of what your online persona tries to depict.
Right.
So if like I see there are handfuls of guys that we all follow that maybe just competed and they're saying, hey man, I'm just getting into coaching, I'm looking to help some people, here's my rate, or here's a discounted rate if you buy 3 months or 6 months. Like total respect for that, like making no bones about where you are, and like the type of experience level that you're going to bring to this incoming client. That's totally cool. When I see people that try to make themselves look established or maybe portray themselves a certain way. Um, they have pictures of themselves online with nice clothes and bags and
Ferrari.
cars and shoes, and then they're going to turn
That's where
around. They're going to turn around and make the post that I'm looking for 5 dedicated men, or I have 3 open spots. Motherfucker, you have unlimited open spots. You are what I like to call a starving artist. Like you cannot get clients, and that's why you're doing this.
Fuck
So,
that. What about when it says 12?
right.
I'm looking for 12 men. A picture next to a
I
photo.
bet you are, motherfucker. I bet you're looking for 12 clients because you got
like
none right now.
like 12, bro. Like
Right.
the fuck.
Hey, bro, everyone left after one show. Wild.
Yeah, crazy.
Jesus.
Um, no, but I just think it depends on who, if you're honest about why you're doing it and
Who you are.
who you are, who
I
you
think
are.
it is a good like truth teller there for sure.
Yeah. All right, you guys got one?
I got some good ones. I like this question. What's the moment that made you guys realize bodybuilding would shape your entire life? Deep one,
Oh
profound.
my God, I don't know that there really is one.
Yeah,
I got
I
one.
it's
had
hard.
no idea that it was going to shape. I had no idea that it was going to shape my life in the way that it did. I just knew that that was what I wanted to do, or that's how I wanted to look. First and foremost, there was someone in my life. I was a teenager, and I had a girlfriend. She had an older sister, and she was dating a guy that was a bodybuilder. Looked the part, ate the part, trained the part, everything. And we would hang out all the time. And I was like, fuck, I want to look like this guy's a stud. This guy looks unbelievable. Um, and eventually I just like bought him a bunch of drinks one night. We were all out and I just got him wasted. And I was like, dude, I need you to send me all the plans that you have. Like, I know you have, because he kept shooting me down, shooting me down. I'm like, dude, send me a plan, send me something. He's like, nah, like you're not into this. Like you don't want to do this. And he was right. I mean, I was that type of kid. But eventually I got him he sent me a bunch of shit and I took it all and ran with it. But I had no idea that it was going to be this. I mean, it's bodybuilding has given me everything in this fucking house right now. Like, um, so I don't know, man. I don't really, um, I can remember specifically. So maybe not that it was going to shape my whole life, but I can remember a moment that has stuck with me or stuck with me for a long time. A couple of days after that happened, and that guy sent me all those plans. I was like, prepping the food and prepping the Tupperwares and stuff. And the girlfriend that I had at the time, miserable person, by the way. Um, but I can remember her saying to me, like, why are you even doing this? And I was like, what do you mean? Like, Frankie just sent me this plan. And she's like, yeah, but I mean, like, why are you even doing this? You're never going to stick with this.
Oh, fuck
And like,
that.
I can just like, that just like plays over in my mind. Like that just like was burned into my brain. And I was like, man, I'll never give up on this.
It's kind of awesome. She made you a good bodybuilder.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say that's a sick
Yeah.
story.
Yeah. If nothing else.
Yeah.
FDB though. FDB.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But so my story happened. I was young. I was like 12 years old. And our starting Pee Wee quarterback, RIP, called me fat. He was one of my friends. He was like a friend of me and mine. His dad brought me to my first baseball game. I'm a Yankees fan. He brought me to a Mets game. Made me wear a Mets jersey. Um, but he brought me to my first game. The kid called me fat, and I just sat there and like I kind of took it. I got upset. I might have cried to my mom because I was a little baby back bitch back then. Um, and she kind of looked at me and she was like, "Are you gonna do something about it?" And I remember I went
Hell
outside
yeah.
with friends. Then Sue took me to the gym like a week later. I lost 30 pounds and I was running 5 miles a day before going to school on like a daily basis. And I remember one day he came up to me and he was like, "Yo, you're like not as fat anymore." And that to me was like,
I did it.
yeah. And from that point forward, I was like, I am never going to be that fat ever again. That's exactly how I said it. It wasn't like, oh, I'm never going to be fat again. I was like, I'm never going to be that fat again.
Shout out to
Uh,
Sue for taking you to the gym.
yeah, shout out. She is pretty much the reason that Ultimate Gym is a thing now. Simply because I would have never fell in love with it like I did if it wasn't for her quite literally just dragging me there every day.
Hell
So
yeah.
that was I wasn't exactly bodybuilding at the time. I was more so training for football and just not to be fat, but like that is definitely the catalyst that started it all. So
Hell yeah.
bodybuilding just came from as a byproduct of doing the shit.
Yeah. No,
Hell
that's
yeah.
Sue probably like looks back at that and just like sees you now and she's like, this is cool. Like,
Yo, can if I may, I know she doesn't watch this, but shout the fuck out, Sue. Maybe
Yeah.
pat her down. Congratulations, you're fucking killing it. Let's keep going.
hell
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, I don't have like a moment like that really. I don't think. I think it was just like the first thing to me that like gave me some like sense of purpose. It was like I discovered it in my like first couple years of college, and I was like out of the house for the first time and, living on my own. And like, I found bodybuilding and I just became obsessed with it, and it gave me a lot of purpose. So from there, it was just, yeah, I mean, it just never really stopped after that. I think I took like a break from competing for like, it was between like 2014 and 2017 and like tried to participate in some like more normal type of
Mm.
activities those years and stuff. And then I went to like an Arnold Classic that year and I was like, I'm a bodybuilder. Like I miss like being like
Yeah.
full blown with this. So like from that moment, like 2017 to now, it's been, just nothing but bodybuilding. So that was probably like, one moment I can remember is like being at that Arnold being like, yeah, like this is like, I want to like, I am a bodybuilder, like period. It's like, so
Hell yeah.
yeah, but no, I thought it was a cool question. I think everybody probably has
It
something
is
that,
a cool question.
yeah, kind of like, something made us get into this some way or the other, so
Yeah, I had no idea that it was going to have the impact on my life that it did, but
yeah.
I think like you said, I inherently was desperate for a purpose, and also I think at that time in my life an identity. I had for a long time spent time being like the crazy funny guy at parties, like, you know, I would try to drink the most or do the most, fill in the blank, whatever. Um, and then it was getting to a point where I was starting to become an adult. Like, I was like probably 18 and like I didn't go away to college right away. And a bunch of my friends did. And it was starting to be like, oh shit, like I gotta make something of myself. Like everyone else is doing the shit and I'm not.
Yeah.
Um, and so I was just desperate for something to kind of hang my hat on that was positive. Um,
Yeah.
so I'm lucky, man. I'm lucky. I'm thankful for that every day. It is continued 15 years later that it's a big part of my purpose every single day.
It's all we know at this point, right? And all we
I would
do.
have no idea what the fuck to do with myself, dude. Like the
Well,
structure and the long-term aspect of like you're always kind of building for something, even if there's not a show in mind, there's always a bigger and better version that's waiting for you to unlock it. And so it just keeps you on the chase. Like if I didn't have that, man, I don't know. I feel like I would just be without that structure, man. I think I would be pretty, I don't want to say depressed, but it would just suck to not have a purpose. And then the thing is now, like we've taken it to such a level that and put so much into it that now, even after we're done competing, we will still be able to have that purpose through coaching.
That's the beauty of coaching, right? And that's like
Yeah,
also a struggle of mine because it's the
I
only thing
know.
that filled my cup like bodybuilding does. So like I
Yeah,
been a tug of war with the two. But I think like you made a great point, man. I think a lot of people pass through life and like never find a passion, right? Like I say it all
so
the time.
many of them.
We're so lucky, like that we
Yeah,
found something that does this to us. Like
I
most
know.
people try and try again, and then nothing sticks.
I
Like
know.
nothing lights them on fire, and like this just like happened from an early age for me and never really like tried any other hobbies or anything. And then like this is what it was after sports, and maybe it was like a competitive outlet or whatever it was, but it's pretty cool, man. It's awesome stuff. Like bodybuilding is so much deeper than all the shit we usually talk about.
That and
I
it's
like.
like the sorry, Josh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, it's the pursuit of waking up every morning and almost being excited to like start doing shit,
Oh
just
yeah.
simply from the fact of like, yeah, I get to get 1% better today. Like, I have the ability, or I forget who it was. I think it was Justin Harris. I have the ability to put on 25 grams of protein today.
Mm, probably
And if
him,
I
yeah.
do, if I do my 25 grams or 26 grams of protein today, and I add that to my physique, that's going to be 10 pounds of muscle over the course of a year. It's like that's
Or
it. That's all.
more. Or more. Yeah, hell yeah. Hey, you got one?
Yeah. I had another one. Somebody asked me this in the gym the other day, and I wanted to save this for the podcast, so I wrote it down. And it was of the three of you without bodybuilding, who does the most drugs? And I said Joe, but
Definitely.
that's because I knew Joe partied beforehand. So
Undoubtedly.
I said I'd probably be the drinker of the group. I don't know what Austin would be.
Dude, I'd just be fat. I would just be killing some fast food. That would be
So at
See,
least
I
we all
would,
have balance.
I have that in me too. Like, I would just, I have the, like, just stuff your face with no regard in me. But I think if I had not been a bodybuilder and I was like consistently using drugs the way that I was, that would have kept me from, like, I would still just be rail skinny.
yeah, you were thin, man.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right. So my less fun question, but more bodybuilding question. For strictly muscle growth, is having a variety of food sources in a diet a top priority?
I think the verbiage of like saying top in that like throws me off. Is it a priority? Is it better for you? Yeah, like 100%. Like your digestion is going to be in a better spot. Nutrient diversity is important to some degree. Protein diversity has been important to some degree. So like typically like a pretty simple rule of thumb is like kind of the more variation you have in your diet, as long as it's from like single ingredient digestible foods, like kind of the better. But then you kind of like fit into place of like what are your like what level at least do you want to have a variety in your plan to achieve like certain micronutrient levels, fiber levels, things like that. And then it's like how high do you want to take that as far as like what your schedule allows, how much food prep you're going to be willing to put in, all these things, right? So um, yeah, that's kind of I kind of think through that one.
I'll be honest with you. I think it totally depends, like in terms of top priority or where it is on the totem pole. I think it totally depends on where you are in life and where you are within bodybuilding. Because when I was broke and still trying to be a bodybuilder and like young kids still just trying to nail the plan, like be the best that I could, food diversity was the last thing on my mind.
As
I
a,
would eat ground chicken or ground turkey fucking 4 times a day. I'd have whey protein twice a day, and it was oats and rice. And so I'm eating fucking five foods. Um, if
that's how
you're
I eat now.
what?
That's how I eat now.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's not. So, is it a top priority? No, it's kind of an icing on the cake thing. I think. If you are like really entrenched in competitive bodybuilding and pursuing it as like a 24/7 365 thing, and your schedule, your life kind of revolves around that, even if you work or whatever the case is and you have the time to dedicate to diversifying your diet, it can be really good. But I kind of think of it as icing on the cake. I don't think it's a huge priority, especially the younger and more novice you are.
I think someone who like has particular struggles with adherence, like it can be super beneficial to like build
Super
up.
easy.
Yeah, like well, it could be easy if you're going like low diversity, but like if someone's like gets tired of that and they find themselves doing bullshit, it's like if you have more diversity built into your
Oh,
base
I see what you're saying.
and
Yes.
and you're putting a little more effort into the food, like I see that help that camp of people. So like you said, it depends on who you are, where you're at mentally, financially, in your bodybuilding kind of maturity, years.
That and this it can be there can be like a compromise or a middle ground too. Like there's a guy that I can think of now that I'm helping, and it's like, um, meals 1 through 5 are set, and he is super rigid on the plan. Like he is not going to eat anything that isn't written down for meals 1 through 5. And then meal 6 is just the macros, and he likes to mix it up. And it's something, maybe he'll do a creamy, or maybe he'll do, whatever, an oat cake or some shit. You know what I mean? Like it's something totally different. I kind of took that as like almost like, should I be getting different vegetables and colors in for the sake of the health of my gut? But that is a huge aspect of it, the mental aspect of not being bored.
Yeah, like if you're able to switch your vegetables every week and like
Yeah.
do these weird little
See,
things.
I
Like,
don't do that personally. I don't do that at all.
bro, I eat literally like 5, 6 ingredients year round.
So
What do you think, Josh?
I came from when I worked with Cuba. There was one day on my rest, they had 6 different sources of protein.
And was
Um,
that like cool? Did you look forward to each different one, or was it just
oh, it was
strenuous?
really cool until you ran out of a certain amount of something.
Yeah.
Right now, it's like, oh, how do I replace the salmon? Can I use 96 for ground beef? Oh, the fats are a little off. I'm going to add this. Or you start like mix matching things because it's like, I'm not going to run out to the store and go and grab this to make sure I have exactly enough. Also, everything was weighed raw. So it was a little different. And then like
These
I
fucking
went
guys.
to
Fuck.
obviously I worked with the next dude. And the training day and rest day diet, the only difference was one meal didn't have rice and had salad instead.
Okay.
And it was like when I sat there and I did that, I was like, yo, this is really easy.
Yeah.
And I weighed all my protein in rice raw. Now shit on the high day, it feels like I'm eating the same meal 4 times and I love it because I don't have to fucking think about it. It
Yeah.
has made bodybuilding simple, and I know you've said it multiple times, like a stressed bodybuilder is a bad bodybuilder. Like to not have the stress and just say like, hey, I need chicken, and I'll give you guys a little hint. Every good gym has a fucking Chinese food store right around the block. So hey, I ran out of chicken. I'm gonna go and get steamed chicken from the fucking Chinese place.
Yeah.
Uh, might be Delilah's cousin, but like shit, it's something.
Fucking Christ.
Right. But like genuinely, it just makes it so much fucking easier to
Just
turn
when
around.
you thought you
And
were
just
going to
make
get through an
chicken.
episode without any racism.
I don't know if that's racism or stereotype, but same shit, right? Like you turn around, you keep everything the same. It just makes it easier, especially I think the more you advance you get, the less variety you need. You can get it through other shit, fruit, vegetables.
And I think that's like we're all in that camp. Some people will prioritize like the variety and like want to put in that effort because it's so much more helpful for them, and they prefer that versus the I literally have 5 pre-prepped ingredients, and I'm just boom, 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 meal, easy peasy. And I let go to the grocery store, right? You're gonna, the price difference between like with variety is huge, and then like you're spending 3 times the amount of time in there. Obviously, you can order groceries, but still, if you're eating less, like it's just so much easier on multiple levels. But if you mentally can't handle that, then that's where some variety could help out.
I like a little more variety in a cutting phase too. It makes you just look forward to the meal a little bit more.
Mm. I hear that. And then there are other people that are the complete opposite. And they're like, just give me this fucking same 6 meals. Not the same, but like every day I want to eat the same 6 meals and I'll just stick to it.
Yeah, I think that comes down to people's relationship with food.
It's
Like
100%.
if you're like fuck food, like I literally, it's just a requirement of my day. Like
Yeah.
have any emotional feelings towards it. I don't romanticize my food. I'm just eating this to achieve an objective. Easier said than done, but like if you're like that, you don't need the variety, right? Like like there's meals I eat that like don't particularly taste good, or like I eat them cold and I'm like, I get another one in a couple hours. Like I don't really give a shit. I'm not dying.
I just think about it like it's just another box to check. It's like one less thing that I have to worry about
I
before I
gotta
go to bed.
I gotta do this. It's gonna take me like 10 to 15 minutes to put this down. I could have a really enjoyable 10 to 15 minutes or a slightly less enjoyable. And like in 10 minutes after that meal, I'm not gonna remember either way.
It doesn't fucking matter because I'm going to do it all again tomorrow. All right,
Really?
I got two. One is bodybuilding related, one is not. All right.
Oh,
So, you can have dinner with any three people, dead or alive. Who are you choosing and why?
oh,
How
spicy.
aggressive can this get?
How what aggressive?
How aggressive?
I mean, don't say anything crazy, dude.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna check my answer. I need a second.
All right.
Three
I've
people.
thought about this a lot.
You've thought about this a lot?
Yeah. My 3 people would have an interesting conversation among themselves, and I just sit there high paying attention.
Oh, that's it. So then you're playing like puppet master. You're not trying to
Yeah.
participate.
No, I don't want to know. I don't want to be involved in this situation or in this conversation. My 3 people in this situation are Hitler,
I knew
Jesus,
you were going to say
Gandhi.
Hitler. I don't know how I knew, but I was literally going to say anything other than Hitler.
It's Hitler, Jesus, and
We're going to
Gandhi.
get banned from YouTube, and now people aren't going to be able to watch our show.
Gandhi was racist.
Josh,
Hitler was obviously racist, and Jesus loved everybody. It'd be an interesting
Maybe we'll
conversation.
get away with it because you're the black guy on the show. You're the token black
I'm
guy.
also half Jewish.
there you go.
There you go.
No rules.
Okay, Hitler. Who did you say? Gandhi
Gandhi and Jesus.
and Jesus. Holy fuck. Okay. All right. I don't know if I can.
This is so hard.
I have another one. It would be Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, and Stephen Hawking's with the ability to actually speak.
Actually speak. Yeah.
Yeah, because I want to know what's on his brain, not through the computer. Yeah,
Yeah.
I want him to be able to fully participate in the conversation. I like the same pace as everyone else. I just want to see what those three would come up with in like a conversation. I think it'd be incredible.
I think it'd be really cool to have dinner with Rich Piana.
Thank you for bringing it back on the rails. Okay. Yeah, Rich Piana. All right.
I don't know.
It would be. He would be I think he'd be a hell of a
It'd
time.
be a really entertaining steak dinner.
It would be so entertaining.
I would probably, yeah, he's probably got some fucking killer stories.
In that scenario, is it Rich the character or Rich the human?
Probably a little bit of both.
Yeah, both.
I was gonna say I want full character. I want Get Huge or Die Trying.
Well, you get that, because he's in front of a crowd, but also it's a smaller group. It's a dinner, so he'd probably have a little bit more of a vulnerable, normal moment with you as well.
Oh yeah, for sure. How about I think Aceto too? That would be cool. Just to ask him a bunch of because he's such a historian of the sport.
He is such a
been through 3 decades, right? So 4 decades now. Right? So it's like, man, that'd be really good conversation.
The way he tells stories is so funny too. If you've ever heard him on a podcast,
I love him and Dave's podcast. Like it's like listening to like you're a cool uncle or something.
Yes.
Like I used to say that all the time. Like, I wish Chris Aceto was my fucking uncle just to like hear him bullshit about stupid shit.
All right, you got one more.
Round table, Rich Piana, Chris Aceto. That's so funny.
Those two alone would be fucking wild.
Yeah.
Just put them two in a room together.
How about Marcus Rule?
Okay. All right. Man, I thought about this as a completely unrelated question to bodybuilding. Honestly, okay, I can have dinner with any 3 people. These are the 3 people that I would enjoy sitting down and having dinner with the most. It's my parents and Kels.
That's a great answer.
What's that?
That's a great answer.
It's true. There's nobody, and especially like I'm grateful and I'm lucky that both of my parents are still alive. But like the idea of this question being dead or alive, I know that if one of them were, eventually they're going to pass, and all I'm going to want to do is have the ability to spend 5 more minutes with them. So that's my answer. Second one, bodybuilding related. What coach or guru would you hire if you could guarantee they were going to give you 100% of their attention and effort?
Honey Rambod.
Really? Okay, that's a good one. Yeah, Kingmaker. Austin?
I think in order to answer this question, you also have to believe that these people have not given their 100% in the recent past. I wouldn't say
no. It's just like I think that was a good caveat because there are times where I've said like especially think about it if you were relatively new. Like if someone relatively new reached out to like you were going to say Patrick Tour or Chris Aceto, like they might take your money and they're not going to give you the same amount of attention that Derek Lunsford gets or something. You know what I mean? Like. So you're getting the top pro Olympia winner treatment from any guru that you can get.
Yeah, still Hani.
Okay. That's a really good answer because I think you would get so much from him in terms of like life and mentality, not just the bodybuilding X's and O's. Every like top athlete that I've heard describe their relationship with him, it's way beyond the X's and O's of bodybuilding. It is only with the top guys, but again, if the caveat is you're getting that same level of attention, that's a great answer.
There's a reason that Jeremy Buendia still has the Evogen tattoo on his neck.
Yeah.
He said several times it has nothing to do with Evogen. It has to do with Hani.
Yeah.
Like the fact that he's
is that a little gay, you think?
100%, but bodybuilding is
pretty
gay.
It's super gay, yeah.
Either gay or like he has like father issues. Anyway,
yeah,
I have both.
I like that answer a lot too because you've seen it with the yeah, sure. You've seen it like vlogs and stuff. The energy he does give to those top guys.
Yeah,
and obviously he delivers. So like I like that answer based on like some things I've heard about other ones that maybe previously would have said. Like I think it'd be hilarious and entertaining and fun to go through a prep with aceto, just to
I knew
like
you were gonna
be
say
a
that.
part
Yeah.
of the fucking weird aceto world for like 20,
Yes.
just see what it's about. I think I always was like intrigued by that thought, but yeah, I like Hardy as an answer for sure.
Well, then you have a prep with Chris Aceto. Like you get the full experience. You guys are gonna fly in a week early. He's gonna stay in your room. He's gonna make you pose after every meal. He's gonna tell you off the wall wacky stories. Randomly, he's gonna tell you to go get 3 muffins from downstairs and eat them. He's not gonna tell you why. Like,
That shit. I just want to like
yeah.
listen to him and just like I think that'd be so funny. But
Okay, so for me, I have a no brainer answer. I think both of your answers are awesome. I wouldn't turn down either guy, of course. Um, my answer is Chad Nichols,
I knew you were gonna say Nichols, and I almost said that. But like, yeah, I was thinking like, who coach big motherfuckers? And I'm
the
like,
biggest motherfuckers ever.
I know. I almost said that one. So I kind of
I do before I hired Compton. I honestly thought about reaching out to him and seeing, like, are you even taking athletes? Is it a off the wall bonkers monthly rate? Like, and then I'm like, man, you know what? Compton kind of has this reputation as well. So
he's done a
we'll
great
see.
job in the coaching
Dude,
sphere.
he's awesome. I
Yeah,
it was quite honestly, other than in terms of the best business move that I ever made was being associated with John to at least get my
off the
name
yeah,
off the ground and
yeah,
get my business started.
yeah.
In terms of my own personal bodybuilding, the best single decision that I've ever made was hiring Justin.
Mine was coaching myself.
There you go.
No, that's awesome. You guys have done an awesome job, man. And he produces. You see it all
He
the time.
does. Yeah,
He's got guys all over the world. And he's doing it. And
I know.
good coach, man. You're in good hands. Is it my turn?
You're up.
Okay. Oh, I just swiped off it. This is good. We've talked about it a little bit. It doesn't need to be super drawn out, but thoughts on low dose Reta during a growth phase to manage blood glucose. Yeah,
Awesome.
we've talked about this some.
Jack the growth up. Be smart about when you time your carbs. Ideally, when you be smart about when you go train as well. I think if you can train earlier in the day, it sets you up to be insulin sensitive throughout most of the day. If you are noticing that the amount that you need to get all of the positives from it, um, while also not tanking your appetite, happens to be an amount that makes you flat, or if you're naturally one of these people that kind of rips through food or carbs pretty easily, I think in that scenario, because I've seen this now a couple times, Lantus is fucking killer all the time, but especially killer in that situation. So yeah, I love it. I think it's great. I think, man, I can remember banging on the table about the idea of this 6 months ago, and not that not that I'm the one that came up with this, but we talked about it a long time ago, and then now I see top coaches talking about it. So yeah, it's a great idea. It's an awesome tool to use.
Yeah, I mostly agree with you, man. It's like, if you experience issues of like being backed up from it or something like that,
Then it's
uh,
not for you.
it's not for you. Is it like Like, is it 100% necessary? No. Like, you could definitely manage glucose plenty fine by just like taking your time with like your carbohydrate and calorie increases. Like, don't move too fast. Like, you track your weights, and like if you're getting too fat too quick, that's how you get insulin insensitive. Period.
Yep.
Take it slow. And then there's other great ways, like you mentioned Lantus. Like, I'm more in the camp of dropping Reta in the growth phase. I've seen it. Originally, I was a little more into the idea because I saw some good benefits on like lipid panels, but
Yes.
I've also seen lipids skewed while Reta's in place too. So
Up.
yeah, yeah,
Mm,
just typical like dysregulation of a lipid profile with
interesting.
Reta in place. But like I've also seen it be greatly beneficial too. So, and like sometimes I've used it as a tool to attack that as well, right? So
Yep.
I think that's of consideration. But if like make sure that always make sure things are in place prophylactically, like on that action, right? Like period. So like it's another tool for lipids. It's another tool for insulin sensitivity. Do we have tools existing that are plenty enough to do both of those things? Yeah. So
We've been getting huge and peeled without GLPs for 40 years.
That's it. It's not a no. It's not a no. It's yeah, it's a tool.
I'm in the same camp as Joe. Kind of, I have only thought about using Reta realistically like year round. Like it's
Yeah.
one of those things that like lower dose, higher dose, depending on the time. But I think that the health benefits that I've seen on people's blood work, with it in, I can't say that it's something that I wouldn't. To me, it's almost like telmisartan. Like you're going to keep it in as a precautionary measure and make sure that things don't get too out of whack. As long as they're not experiencing issues with it, I don't see a
That's the
reason.
one.
That's the
That's
issue.
the thing. That's the thing. Like, is it for you or not? On the same topic, there are people that see skewing of their blood sugars running high on GLP or on retatrutide specifically. So if that is you, then it's not for you. And then okay, you can get huge and you can get peeled without it.
Yeah, we can make like overarching consensus about a lot of this stuff, but like it kind of just is going to depend on the person, all of it. But like we all agree that it can be used. Like it.
It can be. It can be awesome if the situation is right. And if, also I think it goes without saying, but like if you're kind of a weekend warrior, you're 1 foot in, 1 foot out, like this is not for you either. Like this is not going to mask you eating like a dickhead.
No, if that's the purpose, no. But for if you're the question was, solely for blood glucose, yeah, it
Yeah, yeah.
has application for sure.
It has a crazy effect, even when food is high, even when GH is high. Again, if it's right for you. Me personally, I saw a crazy effect. I don't know how often everybody watches the videos or what they know about me, but at one point I was eating, I don't know, 950 grams of carbs a day and taking 20 IUs of GH before bed. And I would wake up and my sugar was 61. So it absolutely works.
Yeah, killer man. That was good.
Josh, you got one?
Yeah. So this question was, you mentioned how post show will be some of the best growth or the most growth you get. For someone who doesn't want to compete but wants more size, is it worth cutting to a low body fat just like you're going through a prep just to get that rebound effect?
100%.
Yeah, that's always step one. If somebody comes to me and they want to be a bodybuilder, is like clean it up, get to the clean canvas, blank canvas, grow from there. So
Even if you don't want to compete, but you want to be fucking big and lean, it is, it will unlock everything that you want to do composition wise. In terms of men, like men, especially enhanced men, we're all in this to be bigger and leaner and getting really, really lean first, and then setting up a plan that makes sense for you to slingshot out of that is the fastest and most efficient way to achieve that. You will be able to reach new levels of body weight at conditioning that you didn't think was previously possible.
100%. Yeah, I've said this a lot on here, but I think like having an incredibly like good, nutrient insulin sensitivity is like one of the most anabolic things that we have
It
access to.
is.
And
It
like
is.
the way you do that is to be in a deficit for an extended period of time and ideally get body fat nice and low because that's going to give you what it's going to do is just a runway to be very insulin and nutrient
Yes.
for a fair amount of time, so long as you treat that time period with respect as with your goals. And that's how you're going to, make the most progress. Drugs, everything aside, like getting down to that really insulin sensitive spot, like that's how you grow.
I think too, if this guy like has no intentions of being competitive or getting on stage, is the guy enhanced, Josh?
I don't believe so.
Oh, so he's totally natural. It all still stands. The only thing that I was going to add to it is if he is enhanced, I would encourage him to attack a fat loss phase on as little as he can on a cruise. Like you don't need anything to get lean. And it doesn't matter what you look like. You're not getting on stage. It doesn't even matter if your training performance slips. It just doesn't matter. Get as lean as you possibly can, as quickly as you possibly can, on as little as you can. And then use all of these extra tools during that rebound or slingshot period. And man, we have all seen some crazy, crazy transformations when you follow a process like that.
Yeah, it's
I
like
was that
I was saying, I think people mess that up a lot. Like you'll see guys like do their first cycle of the fat loss phase and stuff.
I know. I know.
You want it all, everything baseline zero, training volume, body fat. drugs, all starting here, so that way you can just build and build and build it. And like, you
Training
get
volume, like we talked about earlier, like
all
go bare bones while you're pulling the fat off. Save
bottom
it
down.
all for the big push up. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, develop it. Have the biggest toolbox possible going into that next phase.
Yes.
I always just look at it of like, let's say you're 200 pounds, right? And you decide to cut from there. How good can you make that next 200 pounds look? How much runway do you have? Because if you're training, you're doing the stuff to gain the muscle. That 200 pounds should look better when you get back to it again.
It's going to look dramatically better. Like if you go
So
from 200 to 160 and then methodically and appropriately get back to 200, that you're going to look like a different person. You're going to look like it's 3 years of progress in 8 months or something.
yeah. So
Like in that scenario, you can definitely put on 10 to 15 pounds of lean tissue.
Easily. As a natural, I think you could.
So,
Good question. Really good question.
I mean, Josh, my bad.
yeah, you're good.
All right, another combo. One bodybuilding, one not. What is or what was your most recent vice?
Vice.
Vice.
Does marijuana count? Because
Yeah.
Austin's currently high.
No.
I'm sober. I'm sober this time. That's why I'm calling him out. It's definitely weed. I smoked at 8 a.m.
Okay. Nothing else? Josh, do you gamble? Do you sports gamble?
No.
Smart.
I've tried it and I have a pure disdain for losing money. So therefore I'm not gonna gamble.
I'm pretty positive at this point everything is rigged as well.
The
Professional
only bet
sports.
that I'll ever make is I'm betting against the Jets. I'm a Jets fan. I will bet against the Jets and say that they're gonna lose because I want them to lose.
Yep.
I don't want French Mendoza, but God, I don't want the fourth overall pick. Tell you that right now. I want the first.
Yep. Austin, weed besides weed.
Nicotine, weed and nicotine. That's all. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Nothing else.
What's your weapon of choice? Are you a Zen guy? Are you vaping?
Yeah, pouches. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. 6 megs or what?
9.
9. Wow. Okay, you're a dog.
Yeah. Yep. That smoke weed. That's it.
Yeah. Okay. I would say that the obvious answer for this one was definitely weed for me before kicking it to the curb. I honestly really like when I think about what like the main vices are. I really don't have any. I don't bet on sports. I don't smoke.
Hormone.
What's that?
Growth hormone for you.
Yeah, like performance enhancing drugs are my vice for sure.
No, it's a great spot to be in, man. That's
I am not saying this to shame anyone or make anybody feel lesser, like I'm some holy roller.
And I definitely don't feel like that. But in an ideal world, I would probably choose to be vice free and it not bother me one bit.
Yeah.
Obviously.
So. Yeah, I think I just spent so much time like abusing a couple of the vices that I just have no interest in them anymore.
You're viced out.
I'm weeded out, dude. I went, dude, truly starting at probably 15 or 16, I think. I was stoned 24/7. I would start my day with weed. I would end my day with weed. And the in between was filled with weed. So that was 16 to 32, so literally half of my life.
It becomes a bit of a reliance that way.
Oh no, it was a flat out addiction, dude. Like I it's not like being addicted to opiates or something, but in terms of like behavioral habits, I was like totally addicted to it. But
do you guys believe this is, I guess, my own question. Do you guys believe that as bodybuilders, we have a higher affinity towards addiction, but also
100%. I think we're all addicts.
I also think that we have more willpower to break said addiction.
Yeah, I think it's both.
Not bodybuilding cold turkey.
Yeah, I think it's both. I think we have the willpower, whether it was like inherent or even if it was earned. I mean, I don't feel like I had very good willpower prior to bodybuilding. I feel like it was a learned skill over time. Um, but 100%, I am like a full blown addict in terms of my like genetics and my behaviors and personality. Um, and so like, okay, yeah, I don't smoke weed or use recreational drugs or drink alcohol or gamble. I abuse performance enhancing drugs, and I will have a real hard time getting off of them when it's time.
Yeah. 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 I definitely think we definitely, tend to be more addictive, but obviously our willpower is a lot stronger. So,
Yeah. That's interesting though, because there is a lot of guys that compete. I know guys that compete and were. I talked to a guy from the UK the other day. He was talking to me about the podcast that I did with Hilly, and he's sending me voice notes, and he's talking about like using a lot of gear. And he said, yeah, I'm really taking the belt to the ass right now. uh, I don't remember. I don't even remember what I was saying. Oh no, I've known guys that have blasted crazy gear totals, and then the moment they were done competing, they just went off, and that was the end of it.
all good. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll stay on. I mean, whether that's drug addiction or not, but I will stay on TRT and probably GH in a small amount until the end of my days for sure.
Me too.
All
You know
right.
what? Optimizing now.
Yes. Biohacker.
Biohacking. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Which
Is tempo important for muscle growth? For example, pausing in the stretch, especially.
Does tempo count as counting the seconds? Because I would say no, but being under control is important.
That's kind of the answer.
it's maybe you can think of it more of like from a tension aspect. Like the more time we spend under tension, which is typically controlled, which is typically in a more controlled fashion, slower tempo, the better the set or stimulus is going to be. So, yeah. And I think, pausing in a stretch position, one of the benefits there is creating rep uniformity, week to week,
Yes.
bit of a reset to, especially if you're utilizing progressive overload approach, like pausing both the stretched and contracted ranges, like kind of
Yes.
create uniformity across your weeks so you can properly, track.
I had someone ask on the Q&A video that I did, like if using a logbook ever becomes detrimental to the point that you start training sloppy and skewing your form to chase the numbers.
Don't let
And
it.
I said it can if you let it. That was exactly what I said. And I think I even followed up and I said, like it shouldn't be that difficult to replicate your tempo from week to week. It should just be ingrained in you. Like this is how I train. And I think one of the big things that people can do, like if you are listening to this and you struggle with that, or you don't feel like you consistently have a game plan for how your sets look when you get into a set, you nailed it, Austin. It should be control in the end ranges is where you can like if you do that, everything else will kind of figure itself out. Like if you own a pause in the stretch and then you at least have control in the contracted. I mean, for certain things, I think of like free weight back movements or something, like you might not be able to squeeze and hold in a contraction, but as long as there's like a level of control and uniformity in all of it, I think like my eventual answer was that I think like progressive overload is just completely necessary if you expect to predictably and continuously make progress.
That's the number one caveat of and probably the only caveat of a progressive overload scheme is
Right.
losing that rep uniformity. So like
Right.
if you're attempting to pause in a contracted range every single time, like inevitably you're going to have a slower eccentric,
Yep. Yep.
fighting it because you're attempting to stop it, which maybe if it's 300 pounds, you can't, things like that. So that's the answer. Admittedly, it's something I went through, matured through for sure. Like
Yes. Yep. Yep.
first, it really comes down to like your ego sense and losing that completely. And looking at it, I love the verbiage you used before, Joe, is progressive stimulus. You know,
Yes. Yeah.
progressive. Like I'm going to go in today and I'm going to achieve the best stimulus possible. If I get one less rep, but like the reps were so much prettier, I'm a really happy person. I'm going to walk off of that piece and feeling like that stimulus was so much better than last week, even though in theory I didn't, technically I didn't beat the logbook.
I just started saying that because I feel like everyone associates progressive overload with more load. And it's like, no, this is not it. It's not 5 more pounds every time. That's like totally unreasonable to think. Like,
Our bodies don't understand what weight is. It
no,
doesn't. Our
no,
bodies don't know that we're moving 500 pounds. It just knows the stimulus being provided and how we're moving that weight.
right. The weights are just a tool to achieve this level of stimulus. That's it. So it's like a tool. And then how you use the tool is up to you whether or not, like, I can take a paintbrush and I can either fucking slap away at a canvas and look like I have fucking Tourette's, or I can like carefully and thoughtfully go about something and create something really nice. Like that's a simple way that I could put it. I think a pause in the stretch is awesome on almost every movement at minimum. Um, Again, like what level of control you get to when you get to a full contraction will be kind of movement based. But I think tempo, like you talked about, is inevitable if you're controlling those end ranges. I played the drums when I was younger, and the guy that I did lessons with, who initially taught me how to play drums, was awesome. And he would always say to me, because I would get frustrated when he was trying to teach me something new or I was trying to learn something new, he would say to me, the slower you go, the faster you learn. And I think that can be applied with training. Like if you are an expert at training, um, like there are some of the top guys that you see, like think of like Brett Wilkin or something, and he, on like a hack squat, and it looks like he's got a little bit of speed to his descent. But this is an expert at training. This is one of the 15 best bodybuilders on planet Earth. Like this is not the same exact way that XYZ Joe Schmo 180-pound amateur bodybuilder should be doing it. Like it should be how much tempo matters should be to what degree are you an expert with training, and to what degree are you an expert with this movement and body part. Like there are certain body parts I can go a little bit faster because I can light up that muscle no matter what. Like my quads, I can light my quads up with pretty much anything that I can do. Like fiber to fiber, I can crawl out of the gym basically doing anything. But like my biceps, for example, have not always been the best. So I go slow because I'm not an expert at training them.
Yeah, that's kind of like what is it saying? Like slow, smooth, smooth, fast. It's like
That's it. You said that to me.
yeah, it's kind of like the same thing. Your instructor told you it's the same. You
Yep.
know, so yeah, very important for sure.
I just personally hate the logbook.
You hate the logbook?
Yeah, I've said that several times.
You just like to lose yourself in sets and not give a fuck about reps and just die. Which
But
is
you train progressively though.
right. You have an idea.
Yeah, I mean, it's my own neuroticism of looking at a book and being like, I got 7 last week, I got to get 8 this week. Oh shit, I got 6. Even though it felt better, that fucks with my head too much. I like to go in, not count a single rep. I record every fucking set that I do just to make sure the quality is good. But like, I couldn't tell you how many reps I've done of anything the last week. I don't care. I just want to go in and fucking kill myself.
And it works. It works.
Make that a sound.
It does work.
Stimulus is stimulus. We're talking, somewhere in the middle, not quite minutia, but I think it does depend on where you're at. Like Josh, you're an advanced bodybuilder, so kind of depends on the crowd you're answering the question to.
Last question, fitting question to end this podcast with. What is the highest test dose that you've ever run?
I think this last push it got up to like 1750 or something like that.
Okay.
And
Josh, 300.
which is like 250.
Yeah, it was consistently 840 on accident 900.
Yeah, that's a good amount. As like a consistent long-term set point, it's been 1050 because I have bottles that are 300 migs and I do daily shots. So I'll do 150 migs a day. and it comes out to 1050 for the week. That has been like a really killer sweet spot for me. And I've like just hung out on that for most of my like time that I've made substantial progress growing. That's been the number. Um, in this rebound, it was kind of just a fucking mess of a situation behind the scenes, but I had probably 10 days or something that I did 1200, and then another 10 days that I think I did 1400. It was not long enough to really gauge what was going on. And um, the times that I got labs were way before and way after. So I can't even really reflect on what was going on objectively with my labs. I will tell you guys, December 1st, I start my blast. It will be the most that I ever put in and just leave. I'll put in 1500 megs a test from day one, and I have no plans of escalating that. If anything else, like some of the other compounds will move up, but I'm putting that in, and then, as long as everything goes well, I won't change it. So I will report back.
That's what I'm gonna do. Same thing.
Yeah.
I think before I did that, like mine was kind of the same example. Like I just touched that for I don't know a couple weeks or
Yeah.
something. Before
Yeah.
that, it was 1400 for a while, and I think labs were done around then. I think total test was like between like 5 and 6,000 or something like
Hell
that.
yeah. That's what I'm talking about. And you felt just like a monster, right?
Oh, incredible! Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
So
Can't wait.
I'm
Can't
gonna go
wait.
even higher this time and see what happens. I suspect a little like maybe some skewage of the look, like managing. We've talked about like the higher cycles, like the more kind of room for error gets a little smaller as far as like managing
Yes.
things like that. So we'll see, but I'm excited. We'll see how it goes. We'll report back, like you said.
Yeah. Anything, Josh?
We gonna run a gram this offseason?
Man, if I could
Yep.
grow like you on less than a gram, I would.
That
You
was
probably will, though. We probably will get it to you. I would say probably the last 6 weeks or something for you.
I remember I said that to Austin over the rebound. I was like, "Yeah, you think we're gonna go to a grab?" And he was like, "I don't think so."
Did I say that?
Yeah, you were like, I think I had like 3 weeks left. I was like, "You think we're gonna go to a grab and test?" You're like, "No, probably not."
You,
It's a
you
waste of oil at that point.
you looked fucking awesome. We're making
I
crazy
know.
progress. Like if
I
as
know.
a coach, I'm going.
That was it. I'm just going to leave it. This past week, what did I say? Everything looks great. Just leave it. Like people get like impatient when your coach says like, "Hey man,
So
everything looks great. Don't change anything." Like
when I
that's
when
a sign that things are good.
when I there that was a pivotal point in coaching myself when I stopped making as often of changes and just let things marinate more.
Let it ride. Yeah.
And from a coaching aspect in general,
Yeah.
kind of going through that understanding a handful of years back, like that's when the best progress is made. Think
That's
change.
when guys like get I notice guys will have streaks where they put on 3-4 pounds over the course of a month, 6 weeks, and they like the composition, there is no noticeable change in composition, but they're fuller and rounder looking. It's like, oh, okay, just letting this ride and not throwing too much at it. It keeps that excess body fat off.
Well, and that's a love that example because you can do it going both ways, right? If you're pushing and you just keep pushing,
Yes.
like
Yes.
that things take time to kind of like the action is put in place, and then for the effect to happen is more so over here. So
Yes.
you're like doing an adjustment, and then like, and now it's all stacked on top of each other, and you're fat. Going the other way, if you're pulling down and things are coming down good, you're flattening out, things like that, and you keep getting more aggressive. Okay, now you're in a ditch so far you can't dig your way out of.
Now you're buried.
Your
Yeah.
physique went to total shit. You lost your mind. You binged.
Yeah.
It's like, holy shit, like just fucking hold up here. And that's where
Yeah.
like that is where like a good eye one comes in, and then two, just looking at the data, right?
And patience, knowing like, okay, even if I don't make a move right now, I know that this client is going to understand like where I'm coming from, and they'll be patient about it.
Where's the feedback? Does
Yeah.
the client feel fucking awesome? Are they getting
Right.
stronger? Like, you know?
Yeah. And I've learned that too. Like there are times earlier on where I would just say, "Hey man, let's leave it. I'm going to leave this plan for a week." Now I've learned that it makes people buy in more, where you tell them what you're seeing, and that's the reason why we're not leaving anything. Hey man, body weight is up. You're telling me that training is fantastic. You're telling me digestion is fantastic. I'm not going to throw it. I'm getting out of your way, and I'm just going to leave it.
That's it. That's it. Yeah.
Sometimes the best answer is no answer.
That's
I would
right.
say, I'd say that in check-ins all the time. I say, no news is good news. Like, let's just do
That's
this.
it.
Give me this same week again. Here you go.
Yeah, yeah. Just repeat it and throw it back to me. Okay,
Yeah.
guys, we're gonna leave it. Thanks to everybody that watches. Thanks to everybody that comments. If you haven't subscribed and you watch the videos, please subscribe to the channel. Getting close to 1,000. That's a small milestone for me. That would be pretty cool to reach before the end of the year. So, if you are watching and you don't subscribe, please subscribe to the channel. And until next time, guys, we are out.